ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अस्तु welcome you all to the second session of INDIC Knowledge Landscape and Overview. Let us begin with a recap of our earlier session held on 12th July. We discussed about the people behind these sessions, the course content, and the course objectives, and the knowledge in contemporary and Vedic contexts. We also learned about the levels of learning, Paravidya, Aparavidya, and Kala. Paravidya has 32 branches. This is also known as Brahmavidya. This is at the conscious level. And Aparavidya has 14 branches. This is pure science. Up to this, we have covered in our previous session. Here, the 14 branches of Aparavidya are 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, and 4 Upangas. I think you all are clear on these concepts. And today we are, and one more thing here, who did this, who gave us the Chaturdasha Vidyasthanas? So one was Vyasa Maharshi. He says, Purana Nyaya Mimamsa Dharma Shastranga Mishritaha Vedaha Sthanani Vidyayaha Dharmasya Chaturdasha. So he says Purana, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Dharma Shastra, then Anga Mishritaha. So there are Angas to Veda. Anga Mishritaha Vedaha. These are the Vidyasthanas. Dharmasya Chaturdasha Vidyasthanas. And even Yajnavalkya Rishi also has spoken about this. Angani Vedaha Chatvaraha Mimamsa Nyaya Vistaraha Puranam Dharma Shastrancha Vidyahi Yetaha Chaturdasha. So he is also saying the same thing, only in different words, you can say. Angani Vedaha Chatvaraha Mimamsa Nyaya Vistaraha Puranam Dharma Shastram. All these are Chaturdasha Vidyaha. Then today we are going to discuss mainly about the terms Vidya and Jnana. But before that, let us all go through these Vedas and the branches first. Vedas, as you all know, have Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. These are the classification of Vedas. So, what is there in Rig Veda or Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, that we will discuss later. Let us just go through this one first. Then, each of the Vedas contain these branches: Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. So this Samhita is in the form of like it is this Brahmana deals with different concepts other than the Samhita, and Aranyaka deals with some other concepts like that. There is some difference that we will take up later. Then, what are Vedas actually? They are considered as containers of knowledge. They are also called Shruti because Shruti comes from the dhatu Shru Shravane. Here, what happened? All the rishis, they did a lot of penance, and the Vedas were revealed to them. Here, we have both traditional views and modern views also regarding Vedas as containers of knowledge. Here, what happened? Arya Samaj founder Swami Dayananda Saraswati, he found that Vedas are the source of all true sciences, pure sciences. So he calls them Satya Vidya. Then Aurobindo Ghosh, you all must have read about him in your school days. And some of you who are more interested in knowing about his works might have read his works also. He did a lot of research and introspection. He also had some inner vision and came up with a book called Secret of the Veda, where he has made extraordinary efforts to make everyone understand the concepts of Veda much clearly. Now, knowledge is something which is acquired, then it is static until it is put to use. Simply learning and keeping it aside doesn't give you any benefit. So, what is the purpose of Vedas? Can anybody tell me? Why are the Vedas are there?
Yeah. So, to my mind, different Vedas have different reasons. Like, I think the first Veda is related to yagnas, like how to go about it and how to invoke gods and how to do puja. I mean, correct rituals, basically rituals. And other Vedas are repository of knowledge of different types.
Oh, okay. Anybody else? Anybody would like to share their views on Vedas?
Ma'am, the Rig Veda, for example, has different kinds of suktas. So you have the river sukta about different rivers, and then like that. And Sama Veda, I think, is full of songs, and Yajur Veda, I think, is about different rituals and practices. So it's basically a kind of user manual for good living, for dharmic living, how to live your life in a dharmic way, so that
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a very good point. Then, anybody else? Okay. Now, actually, Vedahi yajnartham abhipravrittaha, they say. So, what is the purpose of Vedas? It means Vedas are there where they are related to a process called yajna, yajnartham abhipravrittaha. In Purusha Sukta, this mantra comes, Yajnena Yajnam Ayajanta Devaha Tani Dharmani Prathamani Asan Tehanakam Mahimanaha Sajante Yatra Purve Sathyaha Santi Devaha. So, what is this mantra telling us about? It is like yajnas are the Vedic practices being performed since the Vedic times, since times immemorial. So, Vedas are meant for yajnas, that we have understood. Dedication, commitment, and universal benefit are the important concepts here. Doing any activity like yajna should be the ultimate goal of human life. So, even if you are singing or dancing or meditating or doing something good for others, or you are praying for the welfare of the universe, they are all yajnas only. But they should be done without any expectation of any result. Expecting something in return while doing any work cannot be considered as a yajna. Okay, clear? So, the wheel of yajna has been set in motion since the beginning. So that is what these mantras are saying. Yajnena yajnam ayajanta devaha. The devas, they have yajnena yajnam ayajanta. With yajna, using yajna as a means, they have sacrificed. So here sacrifice means you are doing something good for others without any expectation. And this was the dharma. Tani dharmani prathamani asan. This dharma was there since the beginning. So without any, there are two aspects here. One is you are doing something good for others, and the second point is you expect nothing in return. Avagatamba? So what happened? The Vedic, for human beings, what happens? This is our karma bhumi, right? So we do all whatever activities possible, everything. We focus on all the whatever activities we are carrying out with a lot of dedication and do. But it should always be for the betterment of the society. And in Bhagavad Gita also, if you see, it says, there is shloka says, Dravya yajnas tapo yajna yoga yajnas tatha pare swadhyaya jnana yajnascha yatayas samshita vrataha. So these yatis, yatayaha is those who are totally involved in their work. There are different types of yajnas. Dravya yajna, tapo yajna, then yoga yajna, swadhyaya yajna, jnana yajna. Whatever dravya yajna, you are offering something to others. Then tapo yajna, you are doing a lot of penance. Then yoga, you are practicing yoga. Then swadhyaya, you are improving your knowledge, levels of learning. Like that, many levels are there in this. Many types of yajnas are there, but the end result is for the benefit of the society. Is it clear? Then next is in yajnas we have these divisions also: nitya, naimitika, kamya, shantika, paushtika, and all those things. Mahodaya, any questions? Naresh Mahodaya?
Yeah. I wanted to know the purpose that you mentioned, that is doing something good for others without expecting anything back. Is the main purpose of all the Vedas?
That is definitely there.
Okay. But there's no differentiation. Like the question you asked, what are Vedas? And different Vedas have different probably purpose and meaning. That's what I thought.
Yes,
Like,
Vedas are vast knowledge. No,
can we? I'm sorry to interrupt, but can we distinguish in couple of sentences each Veda? Like I know one Veda is for rituals and yagna and practices and invoking gods. But like that, can we say Rig Veda is for so and so and Yajur Veda is for so and so?
Yes,
and
yes.
so on?
That summary we will. I'll show you. We will come to that.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
and
Thank
in many one more point is there here. We talk. Yes, this Nitya, Naimitika, Kamya, Shantika, Paushtika are the different classification of yajnas. So what do we do in Nitya yajna? Then Naimitika, what do we do? Kamya yajnas. All these things we will discuss when we take up yajnas as the main topic in the later lectures. Then the Vedangas are there. Here we have Shiksha, Chandas, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Kalpa, and Jyotisha. These are the 6 Vedangas. They are mainly there to help us understand the Vedic mantras and also their application in our day-to-day life. Then we have these Upangas, 4 Upangas: Mimamsa, Nyaya Vistara, Nyaya Shastra, then Puranas, then Dharma Shastra. So, among the 14 Vidyasthanas, we have known the first 4 Vedas, then 6 Vedangas, then 4 Upangas. Vedas are Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva. Then Vedangas are Shiksha, Chandas, Vyakarana, Jyotisha, Nirukta, and Kalpa. Kalpa, Nirukta, Jyotisha. Then Upangas are Mimamsa, Nyaya, Purana, and Dharma Shastra. Here, if you observe, Puranas and Dharma Shastras help us in practicing moral code of conduct. How we behave at every stage of our life is very much benefited by learning about the Puranas and Dharma Shastra. Then one more point is there here. We have this Upanishadic model, that is Paravidya, Aparavidya, then how to go in the spiritual way. And there are 3 cleansing sciences model we have. That is, Ayurveda helps in body cleansing. Kaya Chikitsa, they say, no. Many of you might be Ayurveda doctors also, I don't know. Then yoga helps in cleaning the mind, manas. Then Vyakarana helps in our Vak Shuddhi. So, in many of our this shlokas and musical compositions also, especially in South India, we come across the word manovak kayaha. Manas is mind, vak is speech, and kaya is body. So, yoga, vyakarana, and Ayurveda deal with this kind of cleansing methods. Clear? So, it is clear from this that the entire gamut of knowledge-related issues owe their origin to Vedic texts alone in our civilization, culture, and philosophy, which collectively is our greatest heritage. Okay? So, it doesn't deal only with the body, or it doesn't deal with only with the mind, it doesn't deal only with our speech. It deals with all of them. Okay? So, what are darshanas? You people must have heard about darshanas. We all talk about darshana. Oh, where do they stand among the Chaturdasha Vidya Sthanas? What is the relevance of darshana in today's world? Can anybody tell?
Is darshana philosophy? So we are looking at different schools of philosophy. Is that what darshana means?
Different schools of philosophy is agree. Then
there are different, like you have like we have in the Western world, like you have Stoicism and you have different is it like, I mean, are there equivalents? I think there are equivalents in Indian philosophy as well, plus religious philosophies like Dvaita and Advaita philosophy, Vishishta Advaita philosophy. Are they also part of what we call darshan shastra?
Yeah. They are also a part of darshanas. So here, anybody would like to say something about this?
Just the Sankhya and Yoga, there is a lot on that in the Bhagavad Gita. So, I mean, specifically what Sankhya, how does it differ from the others, I cannot say. Okay. But yoga is, of course, it's a self-realization and like what we, Atman and Paramatma and Jiva, all of that, and then connecting with the Paramatma, I believe. Okay. But I don't know what the others are, though. Purva Mimamsa, all these I don't know.
Okay. Actually, darshana means the root word is drishir prekshane, to see. So, what happened? The Vedas were too vast, and sage Vyasa decided, let us make it a bit simpler, and he divided the Vedas into 4. Then he further developed these Chaturdasha Vidya Sthanas, all to help us only. Whatever he did, it was to help us. Then here, this Mimamsa, here what happens, we have these Astika Darshana and Nastika Darshanas. We are not discussing Nastika Darshanas here. We can just name them. But most of our discussion would be based on the Vedic concepts. So, Nastika Darshanas are Charvaka, Bauddha, and Jaina. They are Nastika Darshanas because they don't accept Vedas as pramana. That is why they are Nastika Darshanas. Of course, you all know Charvaka, they don't believe in anything, only Pratyaksha whatever is direct perception. Only in direct perception they believe, and they don't believe in any life after death. So whatever miseries we suffer here, that is naraka, and whatever happiness or joyous events happen, they are swarga. That's what they believe. Runam kritva ghritam pibet is their concept. Take a loan and enjoy ghee. That's all. So whatever you want to do, everything you do here only. That is Charvakas. Then the Bauddha and Jaina, they have different concepts, and as they don't accept Vedas as Pramana, they are not relevant for our discussion. So here, what happened? These darshanas were later developed by Vyasa Maharshi only. These Brahma Sutras were there, no? Then from there, these Uttara Mimamsa developed. So up to Purva Mimamsa, which was propounded by Jaimini Maharshi, it was Karma Kanda. More of ritualistic practices were discussed. Then here, Uttara Mimamsa onwards, all Upanishadic concepts were taken and these were developed. And later on in Uttara Mimamsa, we have this Shankaracharya's Advaita, then Ramanujacharya's Vishishtadvaita, then Madhvacharya's Advaita, and the Nimbarkas. All of them came later. And here, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, these were developed by different rishis that we will be discussing in our next lectures. So, here, these Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, and Yoga, they are taken as Shat Darshanas. Niyate anena iti nyayaha. Niyate carries forward. So all of them talk about ultimate only. But how they go about, the paths are different. That's all. So shall we go further?
Excuse me, ma'am. Yeah. So, what is the difference between Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa? You did mention Purva Mimamsa. I noticed about the rituals and the Karam Kanda.
Purva Mimamsa deals with, like Jaimini Maharshi says, Swarga Kamo Yajeta. See, if you want to reach Swarga, you do Yajna, this Yajna, like that. So in Uttara Mimamsa, what happens? Upanishadic concepts are discussed. In Upanishads, how the God is described.
Okay.
Like that. So it is more of spiritual, like what do you call? More of intellectual and spiritual path. Okay.
Can we say Uttar Mimamsa as a philosophical background for the Yajna?
Yes, definitely. That's why it is called Jnana Kanda. Purva Mimamsa is called Karma Kanda. Uttara Mimamsa is called Jnana Kanda. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So, what is the relevance of darshanas in today's life? Can anybody tell? Are they important for us or not?
They're still very relevant because, like Vedic darshanas, yoga Nyaya is the justice, if I translate it. And yoga, so we understand.
Nyaya, not like that. Actually, Nyaya, Nyaya, it actually deals with something else. It is only niyate anena. It carries us forward. That is the thing. Nyaya in colloquial understanding. What do we think? Oh, Nyaya, Nyaya. Like that. Opposites, no?
Oh.
So this Nyaya is something different.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, these concepts are closer. Nyaya and Vaisheshika have close connection. Then Sankhya and Yoga have close connection, like that.
Okay.
Concepts are a bit closer to each other. Again, they will have divisions here. The Sankhya, Nirishwara Sankhya, Seshwara Sankhya, like that. That we will come to those discussions when we go through them.
So these four will be discussed in the next class.
Not in the immediate class. We will be taking one by one. We will discuss about Rig Veda and all those things. But before that, this is just an idea, introduction.
Thank you.
Astu. Then this is the summary you were asking, no? What does this say? Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, and all those things. I'll share these slides, and you can slowly go through them one by one. Okay?
Okay.
Here, Nyaya means it is more of reasoning, you can say.
Ma'am, what is Nirukta? The words are so difficult, I can't understand.
Nirukta is like a dictionary. It is like, it is used for specifically the words used in Vedas. It was propounded by Yaska. Yaska was a rishi. He propounded this Nirukta. He wrote this Nirukta. Asto?
So, I mean, as I see, I'm sorry, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay. So, under the column details, I see there are body parts mentioned in the light green color details. So nose and mouth and feet, ears, eyes.
Yeah.
What does it signify?
Actually, it signifies, if you consider Veda Purusha, they say, no, then these will be like, there's different branches will be like nose, mouth, and all those things. It is only for how important they are, like that.
No, if I may I continue? Yeah. So serial number 9, Jyotish, Vedanta, Shloka, Astronomy, and then in bracket under the details it says eyes. So is there a relationship? I just want to know.
Relationship means it throws light on. See, Jyotisha also, they say, we have lost many of them, but each of the Vedas had separate, Vedas had different branches also, actually. Many shakhas, they say. What happened in each of the shakha, they had their own Jyotisha system. All that is lost now. And we will discuss about this in our later sessions. When we come to that part, we will discuss in detail.
What is the basic difference? Like, there are three categories: Vedas, Vedanga, and Upanga. Can you kindly clarify what does each category mean? I mean, as a broadly one sentence.
See, Vedas are the mantras.
Yeah, knowledge.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
These Vedangas are, they are like body parts.
Okay.
They help us to understand the Vedic mantras.
Okay.
If I simply say some mantra, will you be able to understand?
No, obviously you use the body part.
So you need these to understand what that mantra is telling you.
Okay.
Okay.
And last one, Upanga.
Upangas, what they do is they have taken the essence of the Vedic mantras, and from there these are developed. And these are also like the rishis, they were able to hear these also with their tapas.
Like we understand metaphysics, we understand aspect covered is metaphysics. We understand. So can we say that this is extracted out of Vedas and Vedangas, reaching the Upanga of metaphysics vis-a-vis Nyaya Vistara?
Yes, everything is extracted from Vedas only.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Then, now we will come to the discussion Vidya and Jnana. Here, I'd like to recite this Subhashita. Ahara nidra bhayamaithunancha samanyametat pashubhis samanam jnanam hi nrunam adhiko visheshah jnanena hinah pashubhis samanah. See here, ahara nidra abhayamaithunam. All these things are common to animals and also humans. What is unique to human beings is jnana. Adhikah visheshah nrunam manushyanam kim ityukte jnanameva. Without jnana, jnanena hinaha, the one who doesn't have knowledge or interest also. Not everybody is able to acquire knowledge, but if even that interest or inquisitiveness is also not there, so such a human being is pashubhihi samanaha. He is equal to a pashu. So we usually have these two words. We come across vidya, jnana. What is vidya and what is jnana? Can anybody tell me? So here,
Vidya, jnana is knowledge. In vidya it's an application of that knowledge. Practical.
Okay, that's very good. So jnana can be brahmatmaka knowledge also. Here, what happens? Sometimes they say, no, in Vedanta discussions, they say sarparajju, then this rajata, shukti rajata, like that. By seeing a shell, somebody may think, oh, it appears to be silver article, like that. That brahmatmaka jnana, that ityukte, here the even for a moment that brahma will be there, the mistaken knowledge, you can say. But vidya means ya vidya sa vimuktaye. So vidya is that which leads you towards liberation, towards moksha, towards freedom. So vidya doesn't bind us to any material objectives. Okay. Then what is the purpose of vidya or jnana? Why do you want to be a knowledgeable person? Can anybody tell?
To understand the truth.
So here there are two aspects in Indian tradition. They are gratitude and humility. What happens? Vedas also begin with this statement, Namaha Paramarishibhyaha. We are grateful to the rishis from whom we have received so much of knowledge, but we have not met them personally. We only have their work available with us. So we can only be grateful to them, to all those rishis, because of whom, because of their hard penance and austerity, we are acquiring the knowledge which they have passed on to us, and it is making our knowledge get strengthened day by day. So we are passed on this knowledge by someone out of compassion. They decided that we should be helped. And we all know how Vyasa Maharshi has worked so much to pass it on to us so that we lead a better life. And in Indian tradition, we have this habit of saying namaste to everyone every time we meet. So what does this mean, namaste?
Well, what I understand is, we are recognizing the divinity in the other individual, and we are, bowing down to that, that's what I understand.
Yes, that is so. That is the actual concept. In our childhood, our parents would never accept if we touch some paper or some even bucket with our leg. If we touch it like that, they would say, "Don't do it," because that kind of humility is very much important for us. So here, what happens? We have this Namaste. There is this Namaha Prahvatve Shabde Cha. This is a dhatu given to us by Panini Maharshi. It means salute, show gratitude, or bow down, and such many other meanings. Okay. Now, along with gratitude, we must have this humility. So whenever a person is acquiring knowledge, his level of knowing things is becoming better. That refinement should be seen his behavior. That's why they say, vidya dadati vinayam, vinayat yati patratam, patratvat dhanamapnoti, dhanat dharmam tatas sukham. So, vidya dadati vinayam. So, a learned person, automatically he becomes humble. If he has not become humble, that means he has not understood the inner concept of vidya. Then this one more subhashita is there. Namanti phalita vrikshaha namanti cha buddha janaah shushkakaashthascha murkhascha na namanti kadachana. So phalita vrikshaah namanti. So the trees which are full of ripened fruits, they always went down. Same way, namanti cha buddha jana. Those people who are very knowledgeable, they also bend. But shushka kashthascha murkhascha, dry bark, and murkhas, they never bow down to anybody. They think they are the best, they are highly knowledgeable, like that, they have that arrogance. So here, what we have learned, gratitude should be there for all the learnings we have acquired from our rishis or ancestors or our gurus, and humility should be there. We have, whenever we have this story is there, no? Janaka Maharaja. In his court, regularly there would be discussions, philosophical discussions, and all the discussions revealed that knowledge is infinite. No one can say that he has reached the end of knowledge, and there is nothing further to learn. Can anybody say that? Any field, you take any field, there is no end to our learning. So we are the beneficiaries of such diverse sources from where we keep getting knowledge. As much as we focus on this, we are being transferred those sources of knowledge. Then education is a process where we start acquiring knowledge at every endeavor. Nature also has a major role to play in our learning. The sun, the stars, from everywhere, like water, air, trees, they all give us so much. And what are we giving them in return? Then there is a process in this education. Once we start acquiring knowledge, what do we do with it? There are 4 stages actually. Before going to those 4 stages, we can just, the importance of vidya is explained in this Subhashita. So, vidya nama narasya rupam adhikam prachanna guptam dhanam vidya bhogakari yashas sukhakari vidya guruna guru. Vidya bandhujano videsha gamane vidya paradevata vidya rajasu pujyate natu dhanam vidya vihinah pashuhu. So this Subhashita is saying vidya nama narasya rupam. So vidya itself is a different the character. It builds our character. So it has a separate identity. Adhikam prachanna guptam dhanam. It is like a hidden treasure, which is rare. Then vidya bhogakari. It gives all the pleasures and fame, yashaha, fame, sukhakari. It gives us comforts. Vidya gurunam guruhu. It acts as a guru to a guru, because the teacher also keeps learning during the process of teaching. Then vidya bandhujanaha videsha gamane. what happens? Vidya acts as a relative, because in a foreign land, you may find it difficult to get adjusted. That time Vidya will be your companion. Vidya Paradevata. Then Vidya Rajasu Pujyate Natu Dhanam. Even the kings, they give a lot of value to Vidya and not to money. So Vidya Vihinaha Pashuhu. The one who doesn't have Vidya, he is like a Pashu. Okay. So next here, there are four phases. Once we start acquiring knowledge, what do we do with it? There are 4 stages which set a purpose to our existence. 4 stages to knowledge which set a purpose to our existence. First one is learning. This will be our first goal. Then second level is reflecting, means whatever you have learned, contemplate on that. Then third one is practice. Practice the acquired knowledge. Otherwise, you will forget what you have learned. And also adapting it to our day-to-day life. Fourth one is propagation. Spread the knowledge acquired. Then talking about Chaturdasha, yes, one Kavi, he talks about some Chaturdashatva and all those things that we will not deal with now. Okay. Then this Nala Maharaja, he was so passionate about learning. He had created facilities for others to learn. So learning, contemplating, practicing, and spreading. This is very important in our learning process, learning or acquiring knowledge. Okay. So, yes, Chaitra, any question?
Mohade. So regarding this learning, reflecting, practice and propagation, could we also somewhere understand them like a cycle? Because when we propagate, we learn more, right?
Yes,
and
yes,
then again
yes.
that results in reflection. So it's like
Yes.
a cycle maybe,
Yes,
right?
yes, definitely. It is very much important. And that is what the rishis have done. That is what our teachers have done. That is what our elders have done. So they are our role models. Then we have these. How was the education prior to the foreign invasion? Can anybody tell?
Gurukula system?
Gurukula system, okay. What was taught there? Who were the students?
I mean, it's in vogue since Lord Krishna's time. Gurukul, there's a Gurukul in Ujjain.
Even Rama also went to Gurukula, no?
Yeah, so it's a very old system of Gurukulas, and the universities that we have, which were destroyed by all these Muslim invasions.
No. Let us not worry about who destroyed. We are also responsible.
I mean,
if we are not protecting our tradition or culture.
No, I'm sorry. What I meant was that we had Gurukulas, and Gurukula was, shall I say, at a smaller level. Then we had universities like Takshila or Nalanda or wherever.
Yes,
so they were the final ultimate. And I think those who wanted to learn further up used to go to Kashmir, which was the ultimate to learn about system of culture.
Yes, that's true. So, we all know that Nalanda or Takshashila had great universities. People would go there to learn and all those things. And we can only, whatever was taught, that is all lost, but only we can infer from what our ancestors told, have narrated to us. And we must know that here, the 14 Vidyasthanas were available to all, irrespective of their means nowadays there is a concept, no, people think that only a section of people can learn these 14 vidyasthanas, but till a few hundred years ago all the people had the knowledge of the 14 vidyasthanas. And here Maharshi Panini has been a keen observer of Shishta. Who is a Shishta? Who is eligible for learning anything? And Patanjali Maharshi says, a person who does not worry about where from his next meal comes, he is eligible. He will become an expert in one of the Chaturdasha Vidyasthanas. So here he says, Karshati Shastrasya Paradarshi Alolupaha Kumbhidhanaha. So this Kumbhidhana means they used to carry a small pot to collect grains for one meal only. So what happens? There is no worry about whether they would get their next meal or not. There is no worry. They were so so much interested in learning. So there is no amassing wealth. There is no finding means creating hell for others to amass wealth. That kind of people, those who are totally focused in getting that knowledge, they are the Shishtas. And finally, before concluding, we must all enjoy this Subhashita. Kavya Shastra Vinodena Kalo Gacchati Dhimatam Vyasanena cha Murkhanam Nidraya Kalahenava. So, Dhimata is Dhira, Pandita. So, for Panditas, Kavya Shastra itself is Vinoda. Their time passes in learning or reading or enjoying Kavya Shastra and all those things. But for a Murkha, Vyasana, all his vices are Nidra, sleeping, or in quarreling with others. A Murkha will spend his time in all these unwanted things. So it's a great thing that we all have gathered here to learn more and more about our Indian knowledge systems. So I think we will end here today's discussion and continue with
yeah, my question is, I mean, I have read Panini, keen observer of Shishta and eligibility, and Patanjali about the qualities. So what does it mean? I mean, these rishis, they concluded these sentences. What is written here? What does it mean?
See, once Panini, he spoke about grammar. No, all of you know that.
Yeah.
So here, who is eligible for learning about Vyakarana? A person, Shishta. Who is a Shishta here? In this the Nyaya also, Tarka Sangraha. There also the Annam Bhatta is the writer of Tarka Sangraha. He says, Nidhaya Hridi Vishvesham Vidhaya Guru Vandanam Balaya Sukhabodhaya Priyate Tarka Sangraha. Here, Bala, who is a Bala? Not a child, baby. It is someone who has done all this. Vyakarana, he has finished all these things. Then he will go to Tarka. Then he is a Bala. Bala to that subject. So here also Panini, if he says Shishta, who is eligible for Vyakarana, who has mastered this Shabda, Dhatu, all those things, he will be eligible. Like that. And a seeker of knowledge, what is expected of him? So he should be totally dedicated to what he wants to learn.
When you explained that he is not bothered about the next meal coming, that's what you meant?
Okay.
So
nowadays, what happens? We are worried
currently we are
about.
only bothered about that.
Once the child is born, we are bothered about how to put him or her in IIT, IIM, or medicine, all those things. We plan before the child is born. So that kind of planning is not there. They plan only to seek the ultimate.
So I'm sorry I missed the last class. So you must have covered, just for my own refreshing, what probably must have been covered that time. So is it the landscape of what are we are going to learn in the syllabus of 6 months that you covered last time? Because otherwise I don't see any relevance of all this. I'm sorry. So I want to know in a couple of sentences, what did you, I mean, is it a landscape that you're going to learn in 6 months you covered last time?
See, what we are going to discuss here is these Chaturdasha Vidya Sthanas and their relevance to our present day life.
Okay.
We'll be discussing about Rig Veda, and it is an overview only. Whatever, because Indic knowledge system is so huge, we cannot cover everything. So we are taking only these Chaturdasha Vidya Sthanas and discussing about them.
Vidya Sthana means what, ma'am?
That is what. See, this Indic knowledge systems, all those discussions are done in the previous session. You have to watch that video.
Sthana,
Okay.
Sthana means literally means a
place.
Yeah, place. So Vidya, places of Vidya, is it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll watch that. Thank you.
So, any other doubts or any questions here? So, we will wind up for today and take up the Rig Veda in the next class.
Mahoday, you would be sharing these slides, right?
Yes, yes. Are you able to see the previous session slides?
No, Mahoday. I couldn't.
Okay, tomorrow I'll sit and work with it. Actually, I have uploaded the slides in class notes, but I don't know what is the problem. Tomorrow I'll sit and.
Yeah, another 30 seconds. So, like in the Sanskrit class, I have got the books. Are there any books which you prescribed in the last class which I missed out?
This is actually these lectures were given to us by our sir in some course. It is based on this Vijnana Samudaya, something was there, something like that. It is available in archive.org. In the previous class slides, I have shared that link also. Tomorrow I'll sit and properly arrange these slides and you can watch everything.
Maybe you could kindly send that in the WhatsApp group that we have found from Indic Knowledge. Some books or any link to those books, if you can kindly share, we can buy those. It'll be that much helpful, no? Instead of
it will be helpful. I'll do it.
Yeah, instead of wasting time for you to question, we can pre-read all that and come.
Yes, yes, definitely. Definitely can do that. Shivani Mahoday, any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just wanted to know, like books, do we have any homework as such to revise homework or to revise anything? Do we have anything?
Homework, actually, if you are able to go through the slides and listen to the class lectures, it would be beneficial because I won't be giving homework as such, but at the end of the course, we will be having a test. So for that, if you don't practice from now on, you may find it difficult.
Agree. Dhanyavad.
So, because next class onwards, it becomes a bit, it gets deeper. So that time, all these things you may be knowing, but next class onwards, it may, or you might have knowledge, I don't know. Anyhow, we will see how we can go through this. Astu samapayamaha.
Today's session was very interesting and a very beautiful session, Mohoday. Dhanyavada. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. God bless.
Thank you.
धन्यवादः.
Swagatam.
Namaskar.
धन्यवादः महोदय
Swagatam. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om. Astu.
Dhanyavad.
Punarmilishyamah. Next week,
Dhanyavadah,
next
Mahoday.
Wednesday, please do be here.
धन्यवादः महोदय